I ended it. The world's done. I know you're looking at it now being like, you still have all your XP and your hearts and your armor and everything else. Yes, this is 24 hours prior to that. At this point in time in the video, we have started a 24-hour straight build video, and I wanted to expand on things that I wasn't completely happy with, so extending the Nether portal over there and then adding some houses, making it a bit more dense near my starter house. I wanted to do a lot of things, but then once it came to the end, it didn't really play out, or I lost it. I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted to start a new adventure. I wanted things to be more difficult. I wanted things to be more enjoyable again. I wanted to start again from the start. And it's not that I felt out of love with Minecraft or anything like that. I have just picked up work outside of my personal life, so I haven't got a lot of time to play this. But it was more, maybe I can dive back in the deep end, start a new world potentially, and see how we go from there. This was my first ever hardcore world, and I think I did pretty well. I survived a little over 2,200 days, which is pretty impressive. I will be honest, it is not extremely difficult. It's not that difficult. As soon as you have enough to build a shield, you're fine against skeletons and things like that. You build a raid farm, you have totems. Just don't put yourself in dangerous situations and things play out pretty easy for you. If you just go and mine, collect materials, build farms to do most things for you, it's fairly easy. All that you have to do then is just build. But it's not hard enough for me. I like playing other games like Elden Ring and the Souls games and shooters and things like that, which are a bit more difficult. And I wanted to make my Minecraft experience as painful as it can possibly be. So if I do make another series, you'll see what happens. But for now, I think we just start with perfecting some things that I didn't completely finish that I wanted to finish, like this. I wanted to create a lava realm or pool around the entire fortress and make it a little nicer, make it a little bit more sinister looking is probably the word. But I didn't have time when I was doing it. It made things an issue. I just wanted to pump out videos and try and just get it out and get it done, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be. This is my time to rectify things, correct things before it all comes to an end. That's what I call this. I don't really know what I want to do for the next season, if there is another season, but I'm thinking upping the stakes a little bit, making it more difficult, more... I don't want to stem too far from the vanilla Minecraft, but at the same time I want to make it a bit more interesting and a bit more difficult and daunting and intimidating for me. I don't want it to be this easy. What I'm kind of saying is, I'm not bored of the world, but it's time to move on. We can't do the same thing over and over, and I will miss this world. I really will. Anyways, nevertheless, it is what it is. I'm going to stop yapping. We're going to watch the rest of the video. I'm going to do some voiceover. We're going to continue the builds, and at the end, I'll have a final comment. Goodbye. Okay, we're one shulker box down. Let's see how we're looking. Okay. This is going to take longer than I thought. I'm going to have to go get more buckets and try this again. Okay, an hour and 10 minutes later, and here we are. It's slow progress. At the rate that we're going, I'm realistically going to say this is going to take about 3 hours. I've nearly died twice, and I'm starting to press the boundaries of how things are going, and I'm not really a fan of that. I'm usually the safe kind of guy in this game. So how can we do this? Yeah, this is gonna take a while. This is definitely gonna take a while. Hey, by the way, I've never said this in a YouTube video. Leave a like if you can. I have said that. That's capping. Okay, I have said that before. It does help me though. Okay, look at the subscribe button. It lights up. Please subscribe. See, it lights up down there. How cool is that? 3 hours later. I wish. It's been about 4.5 hours, and this has been nothing but hell. I'm just so over this. I've just been flying in. Oh yeah, great. Just to get, that's just exactly what we need. I'm so sick of hearing this ticking sound. I just keep hearing it. I've gone through 3 totems, but it's done. This is what I wanted it to look like. But, you know, life gets in the way. That's better. I think if you want to do something, you do it right. And this is how it should have been the first time. This is how it should have been. I'm happy with this. I am genuinely happy with this. But now we go on to doing something a bit more boring. I want to create some houses over near my first starter house. I want to populate that a bit to become more of a town or a small city, just to kind of give it some feel in the land. Because right now it's pretty bland, to be honest. It's just vacant open plots. So let's get some building materials, and I guess we'll start doing that. So see all this empty land? I think we start building here. I don't want to put too many houses. I'm thinking realistically, if I could build a couple of different houses and put a market and some cool tacky stuff, some pathways, and make it a bit more greener and lifelike, be a bit better. But right now we have 3 buildings, 4 or 5 maybe at tops. Oh, including this ugly one. I'm never doing that again, by the way. That was an absolute waste of time, and that house did nothing for me. So I think we're going to use this. We'll do some cultivating, level it a bit more, build some levels, flatten some areas, just so we can build more properties, and then I can envision it. I can see what we need to do. So let's make it happen. All right. Put some wool down. These are kind of where I want it to be. I don't know. I have looked at the builds online just to help me with some inspiration. And to be honest, to add another creator's stuff into my world. I don't think it's a bad thing. People can call it copying if they want, but it's all from the one guy. I'll put his link in the description. Hasn't been that long. It's been about 2 hours and a burrito. It was very good. I'm not going to shout out the company unless they start paying me. Now we need to build the other houses. I don't want to make them too similar. I still want the 2 types of tones. So the stone with the dark, like the darker woods. I don't want to change the wood colors or anything like that, but I want them a bit different. So I'll put like different windows and walls and things like that on them and different textures, but I want to keep the same style. Okay, so I went a little overboard. I'm going to be real. Yeah. I did forget to start recording when I was putting the trees down and the bushes and everything through it, but yeah, you get the point. I made them, they're different, but they're still very similar. I was thinking of changing the roof colors on some of them, but I want to kind of keep it the same feel. I want it to be like a village, like an old village. You don't walk into a medieval village. I mean, medieval villages aren't really around anymore, but you get the point. Like, you don't walk into them and they have different colored roofs and different colored walls and things like that. They're all fairly basic because they're all from a similar area where they get the materials. So I don't want to venture too far, but you know, I think it looks cool. I added like textures and that. It did take a while, but it's a bit more populated. It looks a little bit more dense. Pathways, there's greenery, there's pinkery. Is that a word for the tree? Anyways, now I have 2 more builds to go and then the market. It's a future book, and I've been thinking for a bit, like a fair few hours, and doing some deliberations with friends and things like that, and I think it's time. I think it's time to move on in the world. I don't want to sound super depressed or anything like that, but I think it's been fun. It's been enjoyable. I am in a new chapter of my life, so I think it's only best fit that it kind of reflects in my world. I am going to try and upload more, and I've said that twice now, but it is extremely difficult, and work has only got more difficult. I think with that in mind, I think it's time to kind of venture off and start a new adventure, start a new world. Try and take things a bit more slower, but make things a bit more difficult, because as I said earlier, it's fairly easy, these worlds. I know they seem difficult and all, and hardcore is such a daunting thing, but once you have the basics and you get through that, it's fairly easy. I am gonna miss this world. I'm not deleting it or anything like that. I'm not gonna, say, oh, I died to lag, I died to anything, but I will die in the game. I will finish this season. It will just be dying on my terms. And I mean, I can't take Billy with me to the next world, but we'll find Billy in the next world. I'll see you later, Billy. What a day for it. What a day. If that isn't scripted, I don't know what is. That is insane. I almost just went out by a natural cause and not by the S word. Well, here we go. Season 1. There it is. 2,000 plus days. Done. Now what?